So it turns out that the director in charge of the Olympic Children's and Youth Training Centre for Gymnastics is actually the brother of one of my friends. So right now he's invited me to come and give an interview and to look around the Gymnastics Olympic Training School in Vladimir, which is really cool. So we're going to go in there now, have a look around, and yeah, give an interview. And it's really weird because I'm not prepared for this at all. I know absolutely nothing about gymnastics at all, apart from the fact that one of my friends is a former European gymnastic champion. He's from Vladimir and he lives in England. He's actually the coach of the British gymnastics team. But I'm really not prepared for this. I'm completely out of my depth with this. I have no idea what to ask. So hopefully he'll just talk and he'll show me around himself.
So I'm happy to meet you here. So it is one of the biggest and old gym clubs in Russia, Vladimir. So this year we are going to celebrate our 55th anniversary.
Wow.
So timing is good. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's do it in this way. So now I'm going to give you a gist of history of our school. So later on, if you have any questions, I'm ready to answer all your questions. It will be easier for me this way, okay?
Perfect.
Yeah. So as I have already mentioned, we are 55 years old. At the beginning, it was a small school with only 5 or 6 coaches and about maybe 15-20 students. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, over 1,000 kids attend our gym. Just imagine, over 1,000 kids. So we keep them off the street, off the alcohol, off the drugs. So it's very important. And which is most important to my mind is that this is free. So that means that the parents do not have to pay for their kids. Yeah. So we are on a municipal budget. So our city pays for everything, for central heating, for lighting, for all the equipment, for everything, for coaches' wages and so on and so forth. It is very important indeed. So the age range. So usually we just accept the kids beginning from 5 years old. 5 years old, both girls and boys. At the beginning, they usually have one training session a day at the beginning. For some maybe 3-4 months. Later on, so when they become physically more fit, so we add additional training session. And the usual routine for our students or gymnasts is at least 2 training sessions a day.
Okay.
So just imagine 2 training sessions a day. So I already mentioned to you that we have, links with many foreign clubs. And when they bring their kids here, so when we discuss what is going on here, so they just keep on telling me that, Vitaly, so why we bring our kids to Vladimir? We just want them to see that if you want to reach anything at all in this sphere, you must work very hard. Because I also traveled a lot. I visited a lot of gym clubs abroad, and so I can say that, you know, mostly they trend to more to entertainment than to just they do not, you know, give the target as becoming a champion. So our school has the status of school of Olympic reserve. That means that our main goal is just, you know, to bring up gymnasts of international level. And so the kids work hard. So it is, you know, sweat, sometimes tears, and they are working very hard. What is also important is here that just across the road here we have a secondary school, and we have a certain you know program. We are linked together. So I shall try to explain to you. Sometimes our kids first come to the gym first at 8 o'clock. They have their training sessions here. So then they go to the secondary school, have some classes there, have their lunch. So then they come back here again, have that second training session. Yeah. So later on, so they may again go to the school and just have some extra classes and so on. So that way, so they are busy during the whole day. It's also very convenient for their parents. So they are under control during the whole day.
So I think that here, like gymnastics is a lot more serious. It's a lot more. Yeah, it's like if you're into gymnastics, it's maybe one of the best places in the world to learn. I can imagine that in England, for example, maybe they have some good equipment, but they don't have the mentality of gymnastics. They don't have the.
Partially you are right. Yeah, partially you are right. But as far as British gymnastics is concerned, so far as I know, so your gymnastics is very good. Now, yeah, and I am just proud to tell you that it also because. Many our coaches, I mean coaches from this particular school, are working now in Great Britain. So, for example, Andrei Popov is the head coach of the national squad, British national squad, and Sizhanov Sergei also was the head coach of junior national squad, and now for the last 3 European championship. I mean, junior championships, they beat our team.
Wow.
Yeah. But of course, our traditions are very, very respectable, and quite a number of gymnasts from all over the world just wish long to come here. So because we have proposals from even Chile, so they want to come here for summer camp. We invite gymnasts from Denmark, so from Germany, from France. We have, you know, a twin club in London, Europa Gym Club. Our best friends are Len and Yvonne Arnold, so we are, you know, cooperating for almost 30 years, or even more than 30 years, I assume. So each year, so they try to bring their kids here for summer camp for 2 or 3 weeks. So they have the opportunity to, to train under the guidance of our coaches together with our gymnasts. So they can share the information about the latest techniques and so on and so forth. And so, seeing is believing. Your gymnasts can just watch and to see how our gymnasts work here. So, by the way, also we offer them cultural programs. So we take kids, for example, to Moscow Circus, or we go on a picnic out of town. Summer is a good time here, season here.
Also.
Yeah. Maybe it's not that good in winter or in autumn, but summer is it's a good time to visit Vladimir. And Vladimir is, it's an ancient city. It is over 1,000 years old. So it's former capital of ancient Russia. So there's a lot of cultural monuments, a lot of interesting places to see. So there's a city of Suzdal, 30 kilometers off Vladimir, so with lots of churches. Suzdal, if memory serves, was and still is the only city in Vladimir, in Russia, or even in the Soviet Union, who was awarded the Golden Apple. So this is the prize for international tourism.
Okay. I didn't
Yeah. So it's new information to you. Yeah. So what else?
It must be very difficult to become. The dedication. I can't imagine how dedicated somebody must be in order to work and become professional and to become a champion.
It becomes part of their life. And if we just for example turn to our best ever gymnast, the best gymnast of the 20th century, Nikolai Andrianov, and his former coach and the founder of our school, Nikolai Tolkachev. So I should say that Nikolai Andrianov, he does not remember his father. Actually, his coach became his second father. He even lived together in his family. So, of course, even nowadays, a lot of our coaches who work with our top gymnasts, of course, they spend so much time with their gymnasts, because especially our top gymnasts, when they become members of our national squad, so lots of time they spend on a central base on the Krugly Lake in Moscow region, and their coaches forget their families and spend most of the time there with them. Of course, dedication is a master here,
I remember watching a video of Andrei Popov's daughter when she wanted to hopefully become a gymnast when she was younger, and I remember when the children used to have to do the splits for like half an hour, maybe 1 hour, and they're crying, and wow, his dedication it's amazing,
Yeah. And again, so I want to underline that here, so we fulfill, a very important social task, that we take the kids off the street. And I should say so, because artistic gymnastics is, technically very, very complicated event, and we connected with, traumas, sometimes with serious traumas. And that is why the majority of our kids, they are not, they are, from, I should say, from not so well-off families, if you understand what I'm talking about. Suppose if we are talking about rhythmic gymnastics, you understand the rhythmic gymnastics, it's for girls exclusively.
Okay.
So with ribbons.
Oh, okay.
So it is not. It is of course complicated, but it's not that connected with traumas. So then in rhythmic gymnastics, of course, there are the kids are from sometimes from well-off families, so because their main goal is, you know, just to build up a figure. But here of course it's a different story. So I assume that you have already had the chance to see even now. So if you visit us one more, so
Definitely.
when more kids will be engaged doing their routines, you will be able just to see everything with your own eyes.
So what happens to the kids that once they realize they can't be professional, they continue to come here, or
it is you know universally acknowledged, so that gymnastics, it is a basic event. So it is you know we develop strengths, flexibility, grace, and whatnot. So later, so at least for example, if we take my own grandson, so I forced him to attend our gym for 2 years, because after 2 years of going in for gymnastics, you are ready for wrestling, I don't know, martial laws or any sport
so
event,
because your body is ready for it.
You are physically
disciplined also, I guess.
Of course.
Teaches discipline, which is good.
Of course.
Because so many people, I know example for myself, suffer from back problems and things like this, and gymnastics is
but of course we have, you know, we have special curriculum for because we understand that not everyone can reach the heights of Nikolai and Andriana for top gymnasts, of course, but anyway, so we have special groups with special curriculums where the main target is, you know, just health. There are even some you know groups with where we just children, handicapped kids attend such groups. Cool. Though we are limited, so our facilities are limited because of the status of our school. But at least we try, because Vladimir is a small city, and just paying special attention that it is free. So we are trying to do our best.
That's good.
Yes, just to provide such facilities. By the way, we have a private gym club here in Vladimir.
Oh, okay.
For your information, it's also owned by one of our former top coaches, who just coached one more Olympic champion, Artyomov. Vladimir Artyomov, who is now living in the United States and runs his own gym in San Antonio. So now and then he comes with his family here, but he got married there, so he has got now 2 kids. Also just taking, they are also gymnasts now. And so his coach, so he founded one more, but that gym is private, and so parents have to pay for their kids. It's a different story, you understand?
So I've just come outside, and I've got to say that was probably one of the best vlogs I've done. I don't know if you're going to find it interesting or not, I hope you will. But this guy, Vasily, was so hospitable, it was unbelievable. And yeah, he's a really interesting guy, it's a really interesting place. So hopefully you find it interesting too.
Сейчас у меня там тоже что-то есть.